All right, guys. So 1-1-F is all about using what we've been talking about to solve linear equations, but using real world problems. Okay. So what I always do with this, number one, is go through. I want you to write number one, go through and read it. So read and highlight key information. And number two, I always ask myself, what is it being compared to? And I'll explain that here in a minute. What is it being compared to? Okay, so let's go through and read the problem. It says, Chloe and her friends are going on a picnic. A sandwich is 6 times the cost of a cookie. A bag of chips is 1.5 times the cost of a cookie. A soda is twice the cost of a cookie. So I always ask myself, okay, well, what is everything being compared to? And you might be saying, well, a cookie. Okay, so they made cookie X. Miss Tversky, can I make cookie C if I wanted to? Sure, that's up to you. They just use the variable X because remember, a variable stands for an unknown. So now what we need to do is go through, and it says write an expression for each cost of the item on the lines provided above if the cost of a cookie is X. Well, the cost of a sandwich is 6 times the cost of a cookie. Well, how can I say 6 times the cost of a cookie if cookie is X? Well, it has to be 6X. The cost of a bag of chips. Well, it says a bag of chips is 1.5 times the cost of a cookie. Well, I'm going to leave that as 1.5. All right, and then it says a soda is twice the cost of a cookie. So a soda has to be 2X. It says Chloe and her friends buy 2 sandwiches, 3 bags of chips, 4 cookies, and 2 sodas, and they spend a total of $12.25. Use this information and the expression you wrote above to write an equation to represent the situation. So, okay, 2 sandwiches. How can I say 2 sandwiches? Well, a sandwich is 6X, right? So if I had a sandwich, how many sandwiches did she get? Well, she buys 2. So that means she buys 2 sandwiches. She buys 3 bags of chips. Well, a bag of chips was 1.5X. 4 cookies. How can I say 4 cookies? Well, cookie was X, so it'd just be plus 4X, or X plus X plus X plus X, plus 2 sodas. Well, how can I say 2 sodas? She bought 2 sodas. Sodas was 2X. And they spend a total of $12.25. Okay. So when I go through, I always look at, okay, well, 6X was a sandwich. How many did they buy? 2. Okay. 3 bags of chips. So chips was 1.5X. They got 3. 4 cookies, 4X. Or it could be X plus X plus X plus X. That's the same thing as 4X. And then 2 sodas. Sodas was 2X. They spent a total of $12.25. Use this information in the expression you wrote to write an equation. Great, we did. Now they want us to solve the equation to determine the cost of each. So they want us to start by solving X. So 2 times 6X will give me 12X because of the distributive property, plus 3 times 1.5. When I do that, 3 times 1.5 gives me 4.5X, plus that 4X, plus, because that's right there, 2 times 2X is 4X equals 12.25. Let's solve. 12X plus 4X, we have 8, because 4 plus 4 is 8. 12.5, because 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 0.5 is 12.5. 12.5 plus 2, or sorry, plus 12 is going to give me 24.5. X equals 12.25. I'm going to divide both sides by 24.5x. Divide by 24.5x. And when I do 12.25 divided by 24.5, when you divide 12.25 by 24.5, sorry, we do not need the x because we're trying to solve for the variable, right? We're going to get x equal equal to 0.5. When I'm talking money, if x is 0.5, what did x represent in the situation? Well, let's go back above. X was the cost of a cookie. So if a cost of a cookie is 0.5, that means that's just 50 cents, right? So let's just write 0.50 with the dollar sign for 50 cents. Well, now we need to figure out how much a sandwich is, a bag of chips, and a soda. Guys, this is the easy part. If x is 0.5, we're just going to come up here and say, okay, well, 6 times 0.5 would be $3 because 6 times 0.5 is 3. A bag of chips. Mr. Dursky, I'm not too sure about the decimal. Well, remember, if I do 1.5, because it was 1.5 times the cookie, times 0.5, I'm going to get 75 cents. So that must mean a bag of chips is 75 cents. We have our cookie, and a soda was twice the amount of a cookie. Well, twice the amount of 50 cents is $1. So really, we're just breaking this apart to make it easier. Okay, so read the problem and highlight. Ask yourself what it's being compared to. Okay, we're going to do number 2 in class. Let's scooch down here to number 3, the good old farmer problem. So let's start by reading. Farmer Ted is weighing his animals. He knows a pig weighs 1/4 as much as a cow. He also knows that a horse, a Clydesdale horse, weighs twice what a cow weighs. A sheep is approximately 100 pounds less than a pig. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I always ask myself, what is everything being compared to? 1/4 as much as a cow, twice as much as a cow, and then they're comparing something to a pig. So let's start with a cow. Well, over here, you're going to see they already gave me that C is cow. So now we need to figure out a horse. Well, it says in here, he knows that a horse weighs twice what a cow weighs. How can I say twice as much as a cow? Yeah, 2C. All right, now let's figure out a sheep. Well, it says a sheep weighs approximately 100 pounds less than a pig. Well, we don't know how much a pig weighs yet, right? So let's go back up here. It says he's weighing his animals. He knows a pig is 1/4 as much as a cow. Well, if a cow is C, then that must mean a pig is 1/4 of a cow, right? Because pigs are smaller than cows, all right? And then it says the weight of a sheep. Well, if the weight of a sheep is 100 less than a pig, how can I say 100 less than a pig? Well, a pig was 1/4 C, right? So 1/4 C minus 100. Now you might be saying, well, Miss Swiderski, this is a lot. I'm really bad with word problems. We're going to work on this, okay? The main idea is to understand, to go through and read it, highlight key information, ask yourself what is everything being compared to. Mainly in this problem, they're being compared to a cow, okay? So it says, A, on the lines above, to the left, write the expression that matches the weight of each animal. Great, we did. Notice how they told us to compare it to a cow if a cow is C. Write an expression for the weight of one cow. Okay, so how much would one cow be? Well, duh, one cow would be 1C, right? One cow, plus one horse. Well, one horse would be 2C. One sheep would be, notice how I'm going to leave this in parentheses, and we'll talk about this in class. 1/4 C minus, was that 100? Yep, 100. And one pig, plus 1/4 C. Okay, says if Farmer Ted puts 3 cows, so a cow was C, 3 cows, how can I write 3 cows? Well, 3C, plus 2 horses. Well, how can I say 2 horses? Well, 2 times horses was going to be 2C, because that's what we wrote up here, plus 4 sheep. Well, 4 sheep, so a sheep is 1/4 C minus 100. Okay, and then a pig was 1/4 C, and they wanted us to have how many pigs? 1 pig, plus 1/4 C. And they want that to be equal to 7,850. All right, so we're going to go through it. We're going to solve this. What I want you guys to do is to freeze your screen. And what I want you to do is try this. I want you to rewrite this expression for me. So what I want you to do is to distribute here, distribute here, like we have in class, and pause your screen. And then I'm going to catch up and we're going to make sure we're on the same page on this. All right, so you should have paused the screen, right? So I'm going to bring everything down. We have 3 cows, plus we had 2 horses. So 2 times 2c is 4c. Plus, when I multiply 4 times 1/4, we're going to talk about this in class, but those diagonals clear. So I'm just going to be left with c. And then 4 times negative 100 is negative 400. Okay, plus 1/4 c, because 1/4 of a cow was a pig, is equal to 7,850. I can simplify this down farther. Combine your like terms. 3 plus 4 is 7. Ooh, where did my plus signs go? Plus 1 is 8. 8.25. Ms. Widerski, can I leave that as 8 1/4 C? Sure. I'm going to write it as decimals just because it's easier for me. All right. So what I'm going to have you do is solve for C and let me know how much a cow is, how much a horse is, how much a sheep is, and how much a pig is. Mr. Widerski, I'm stuck. Okay, send me an email or call me during my office hours. What I want you to do is solve for a cow. And then if you're really up for a challenge, try the horse, the sheep, and the pig. We are going to continue working on this for a couple days. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to have you also try this triangle one on your own. So here's what I'm going to say. It says story in triangle ABC. So here's my triangle, right? This is A, this is B, this is C. It says the measurement of angle B is 3 times larger than. What should go right here based on this problem right here? The measurement of angle C is 20 degrees less than. Go ahead and write what angle C is being compared to. What is it less than? And the sum of the 3 angles in a triangle is blank. What do they say in this problem? In this expression, the 3 angles is equal to. Then I want you to try and solve for angle A, B, and C. Notice how they give you the equation right here. Okay, so I'm going to have you guys do this one right here for homework. All right, we're going to keep working on these. These are tough, but I have full faith in you. Take your time. We're going to keep working on them, okay? Let me know if you have any questions, and we will work on these tomorrow.